word, right? But what I like about it is that it has different shapes. You can do a smiley face or a car or a train. You can make a lot of different kinds with the same vocabulary. So if you have girls, you can make flowers for the girls and cars for the boys with the same vocabulary. And it's just much more interesting than a box. The second thing I like is the handwriting worksheet generator. You can type in a sentence like, I like blue, and then they can write underneath it, tracing, and it has either ... tracing, or it has circles, so where they touch, where their pencil starts. And I really like that. That's really good. I think that teaching our students handwriting is overlooked and underutilized. Very often, boys, like myself, have very poor handwriting, as you know, even in Korean. We really need to work with them on their English handwriting. So these types of worksheets really, really help that. I used to give this to my kindergartners. Once a week, they had to do 2 of these sheets for homework. And they wanted one every night, but my students were a little crazy. So they're crazy teachers, so it's fitting. Then we have word shape worksheet generator. Now this has boxes, long boxes for tall letters like L, T, K, and low boxes for P, Q, G, so that they can understand where they go on the line. So I really like that. And they also have leveled readers, the mini books, but you have to pay for those. This is donnayoung.org. Okay. Oh, everyone, please turn the page. Yes, sir, my suggestion. All right. I don't know how to say this nicely, so I'm just going to say it. The paper you are asking your students to write with and write on is completely inappropriate. That notebook with the 3 lines and then the red line is completely inappropriate for English writing. It needs to look like this. It needs to have an upper line, a dot line in the middle, and a bottom line. If they are kindergarten, 1st grade, 2nd grade, some worksheets do have a red line as a 4th line so that they know where to touch the P, the Q, the G. But it should be 3 lines. A top line, a dot line, and a bottom line. You're asking me. I've never seen that in Korea. It does exist. Kim and Johnson's. Or you can print it from this page. Now, they have lots of different styles of paper. They have really big lines for kindergartners, and then they have really small lines for high school students, middle school students. They have some that the top is empty and the bottom has writing part. So they can draw a picture and then write about it. You have to search and figure out what kind of style best fits you. But those notebook papers that students write on in English, that's one of the reasons they have such poor penmanship. This is another handwriting worksheets place. It's handwritingforkids.com. And right there it says manuscript, and it's manuscript paper. That's what we call it, that 3-line thing, manuscript paper. This is schoolexpress.com. A lot of teachers last semester said, how do we get our kids to write journals? That's journal writing. I want to give them writing for homework, or I want to have journals in class that they use, but I don't really know what to tell them to write about. So this website has a whole list of journal writings. Some of them are a picture, and they write about what they see. Some of them are a story, and they rewrite the story. So there's lots of different things that can be done. So that's a really good resource if you want to give for homework, some journal writing. And then have them peer correct their papers. All right. The next section, that's all for writing. Any questions about the writing? Yes?
Can you show us how to use the three-line notebook?
Sure. Do you mean the website or actually physically using the three-line? Both of them. Okay. Do we have any chalk for that board? All right, so here we are. We're under handwriting and then paper. And then we have blank top filler, so that means the top is blank, but there's writing lines underneath. And then we have filler, and then we have blank top handwriting, and then we have our handwriting. So this is pre-K. It's very big. We have K through 2 and 2 through 4. That's grades. And then we have these kinds of lines. And these kinds of lines. So this is really for low beginner writers. I don't know if you teach those, but and then I recommend this size and this size for students who can write in English. So high school students, this is a good one. Middle school, 5th and 6th, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Does that make sense? Let's look at one. Now, the one complaint I do have about this is that there's no space in between. There should actually be a space in between. So I don't love that one. Let's look at this one instead. Yes, that's much better. There's a space in between. So as the teacher, they could write and then you can do corrections here. You can do corrections there. If you think that they're going to need a lot of corrections, you might want to use a bigger piece of paper. For kindergarten and those guys, you can see how big it is. It's very big so that they can get used to pulling the pencil to where it goes. You can talk about touching the lines. A lot of Koreans, for some reason, write in the middle. They don't touch the top and bottom lines. I don't know why they do that. But I'm like, why do you write in the middle of the paper? Very small. And it's because they've never been taught. So we as teachers need to really teach them how to actually physically write on paper. And that notebook paper doesn't show them that. This does. This does.
Mr. Noy?
Yes,
Can
ma'am.
you actually show us all the alphabet letters
Sure.
on that sheet?
On this page? I can't write on it. Let's see if there's any chalk. There is some chalk. Can we take this up? Oh, you're making me go back to kindergarten.